We are live.
Hello, people.
Hey, wire nuts. How's everybody doing?
What's going on? Welcome, Wire Nuts.
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight, Dave?
I'm doing all right, man.
I'm having a cup of coffee. It's been one of those days.
I hear you.
Trying to stay awake. Yeah. But we'll get revved up here. It'll be okay.
Yes, sir.
So, you had one of those kind of days too, huh?
Yeah, one of those weeks, man.
One of those weeks.
Last
one
couple.
Of those weeks. One of those months so far. Anyway. One of those months so far, right?
Yeah. Well, this time of year is, work wise is brutal. Right. So a little more challenging. It's I'm about to get caught up though from the year rolling over and whatnot. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I seen that pretty sunset you posted on Facebook tonight.
Yeah,
you'll have to put that one on the Live Wires page. You guys want to check us out on Facebook? There's a link down in the description below.
Yep.
Dave took a really super. I mean, you can make a painting out of that thing.
Yeah, I walked out. It was funny. I walked out my front door because that west is that way, right?
Hey, Brad.
And walk out and because the little one. She just had her big girl surgery yesterday, and so she was outside. Yeah, ouch. She was outside, and I walked out the front door, and I look, and there's this just gorgeous sunset, and I'm like, okay, here's the. We got to get a picture of that one. Try not to get too much of the neighbor's house and the.
Or the telephone pole. There's always something. You're like walking around trying to get that angle right.
Now, oddly enough. Sun rises back east that way.
Yeah, I've seen that one in the morning.
Yeah, there's some pretty impressive. We get some pretty impressive sunrises, and that view is completely unobstructed.
Yeah, it is. It's just a mountain with the sun coming up behind it.
That's it.
Yeah, which is cool.
Pretty impressive.
Well, hell, we got any other stuff we need to tell everybody about? We got some merch. You guys interested in some merch? We're closing in on our duck hunt.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're about to slay that beast up there. Hopefully.
We're talking about gonna have maybe some new designs come out here shortly. We're working on some stuff like that. Some new fun stuff. Speaking of shirts, I'm rocking my Tone King 100K.
Yeah.
And of course, it had absolutely nothing to do with Dave or I or this show, but Tone King happened to roll over 100K the night he was on with us.
Right.
So I don't know whether he'll remember that or not, but Dave and I will always remember it.
Yep. Yeah, we'll always remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to get me a Lucky 13.
Yeah.
2006 Tone King tour shirt.
Hanging in the closet.
Right. Well, why don't you shout out that chat? Who we got in there? I know. I think Layla's Guitar Daddy was in first. I believe. Yep. We have to get him the honors
Daddy
tonight.
and Jay Steen. How you doing, guys? Four Walls Music was next in. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Dwight Bailey. Hey, Dwight. Terry Himes. Good evening, Terry. There's our buddy Joe Hervey. Hey, Joe. 6 strings and 10 fingers. I like that name. That one's good.
You like that?
Daniel Horsley, Paul Liu. Good evening to you guys. Stafford's Music Studio, buddy Dave. How you doing, Dave? Hope you're doing well. Edwin Crane. Good evening to you. Let's see who else we got scrolling on down. Here's did I say Brad Miller? Good evening, Brad. If I didn't. Yeah, it just jumped on me. Fruitcake Tony, how you doing, Fruitcake Tony?
What's up, Tony?
And let's see. Oh,
Dwight Bailey wants us to put up a link to the merch. There's a link to the merch in the description. We have two merch options. You can go to Teespring for the higher end silky kind of t-shirt and a decal, right?
It's all over print. It's like the all over print one that I wear.
it's like a slick kind of a nylon type tee. It's
Really
kind of
super comfortable shirt.
super comfortable. And then on T-Chip, we have more of the cotton.
Right.
And their prices are really good. So that's why we started to offer more things on T-Chip, is just because the quality was just as good with better prices, we thought. So.
And I saw Lawrence in the chat. Good evening, Lawrence.
Thanks,
Lawrence is heading off to Anaheim in the morning.
Nice. LPD at NAM.
Hope you have a safe trip, buddy. I'll see you next week.
You think you're soldering a lot now. Wait till the general public gets a load of all that.
Yeah, right.
Uh-oh.
There's Six String Brian. Just saying hi from the Gibson pre-NAM event. Awesome.
Nice. Way to go, Brian.
Hope you're having a good time, man. We're
glad you made it.
Definitely looking forward to some of your content. Dale Palmer, how you doing?
Following his Facebook post as he was flying across North America to California.
Right. Dale Palmer, good evening to you. Let's see. Oh, I just jumped again. Did I say Edwin Crane?
I believe you did, but hey,
Okay.
Edwin, what's up, dude? Thanks
Hey,
for joining the show.
I hope you're having a good night. Enjoy the show. Let's see. Man, the chat keeps bouncing around on me. R2, R3, how you doing, buddy? One of our previous guests. We had a great time with hanging out with R2, and there's Chicken Guitars.
Chicken's
Always.
in, Metal Soda's in. We got everybody now. We're good.
Yeah, everybody's here. Yeah, everybody's here. So, oh man.
Well, you ready to do this thing? We got a pretty cool guest tonight with
Yeah,
pretty
we
cool
do.
story.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Y'all all know who he is. It's Music Therapy Laz.
Ladies and gentlemen, Laz on the live wires.
And Rocky, right?
And Roxy. Roxy on the live wires, ladies and gentlemen. The star of the show. Oh,
look at that.
She's so pretty.
Look, Birdie.
She's a good girl.
She is awesome.
She's a good girl. She's been
What's
somewhat
happening,
behaving. And in the green room, she was getting a little out of control, trying to eat your headphones there for a minute.
Yeah.
We had to calm her down in the green room. We had to get the bird wrangler in.
Yeah, I put this on, and it looked kind of silly over the headphones, but
Yeah, you were going to get rather hot rather quick, too. I believe you're in California. It might get warm. Well, you're in California,
Yeah,
right?
not
Yeah, you might
too
get
hot.
warm.
it's not that hot anymore here either.
It's not too hot. Okay, good for you.
So
Yeah.
let's see, you're where at, Laz?
Well, I'm in the city known for the Hadron Collider, which is like basically a massive black hole creating kind of device.
Yeah, let's
Right.
slam
More-
atoms
the
into
more
atoms for fun. That's
So
cool.
you're near Stanford, right?
Smashing atoms, and it's on the other side of the Bay Area. Actually, it's in
Okay.
Livermore, and it's actually a wine town too. So it's actually known to have more vineyards than Napa.
So you
Wow.
can get drunk and smash atoms all at the same time.
Yeah, there you
can
go.
jump up on the wine trolley downtown
better
and
than
it'll
that?
kick you around. So
What's
we're a bunch
better
of
than
wine
that?
drinkers. But
Okay. Yeah, so you're Bay Area then. There you go. Cheers.
yeah, we get a lot of that with the Niners, the wine sipping Niners,
Oh,
and then
the
you've got
San
whatever the
Francisco
Raiders
40
drink.
liners.
Yeah, and then you've got the Raiders, which
They're
drink
in Las
anything.
Vegas now. They're the Las Vegas Raiders now.
yeah, they were the LA Traders, now the Las Vegas, the LV Traders.
It's the Rams that cracked me up. They went to St. Louis, won the Super Bowl, and then they went back to LA after they won the Super Bowl at St. Louis.
Go figure.
LA got totally gypped on that Super Bowl.
They did. I hope it's all right that I drink beer.
Yeah, it's fine. There's no alcohol out on this channel, bro. I don't know if you've
No,
seen the
none
show
whatsoever.
before.
See,
Cheers.
that's what is that? Is that like a
That's probably
Bushmills or
scotch
something,
or bourbon.
what kind of bourbon scotch? Oh, there you go. That's the good stuff. Looks
Oh,
like.
there you go.
Oh.
I'm doing a little Kentucky Four Roses small batch tonight.
Oh, I've had Four Roses.
Pretty tasty.
This
Yeah, that's
I
good.
wish my screen
that
was
guy right
bigger. I
there
can't
actually
see it.
liked. This is the one you liked.
Yeah, that kind does. It tastes more like whiskey instead of burnt tires to me. It doesn't have as much. It's the type of scotch that's not made with the smoking peat moss.
Right. So this
so
is this is a
it doesn't have the
Highland
peaty
that,
flavor. Yeah, it's a high.
I'm a
This
novice at that stuff, but Brian the first whiskey that I actually started to enjoy drinking over ice without like Coke or something in it was the Four Roses.
Oh, the Four Roses. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is a single small batch, so it's
That's the Four Roses, right?
Yeah, it's not just it's like one of their
premium.
I'm not going to say it's their premium, but it's above the regular just bottle. But yeah, it tastes pretty much the same. It's just a little smoother, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was a single batch as well because it was a friend of mine's wedding, and I was one of the groomsmen, and it was one of the groomsmen gifts.
Oh, well, he broke out the good stuff then, for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nice.
Not a cheap bottle of wine. I mean, wine. See, I'm talking wine already.
Bourbon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Nowadays, you got to be careful because you go to a liquor store, it says bourbon on it, and it could be made in Colorado for all you know. So really, real bourbon is straight bourbon. It can only be made in Kentucky.
Right.
That's right. So
you also have, now you have Tennessee
whiskey.
It's
the same recipe, but they call it Tennessee whiskey because it's made on the other side of the border, and they would shoot each other over the name.
Right. True.
And they were brothers or cousins too, right?
It's all just moonshine that they put in a charred oak barrel anyway.
Exactly.
I better do something with her. If I don't like stroke her head or massage her or something,
she's like, dude, you're not paying attention to me. What's going on?
You should see the keyboard on this laptop. There are missing keys because she'll tear them out.
She gets aggressive if she doesn't get her attention
jealous.
when she wants it. Is she going to sleep? Or are you petting her belly?
So I'm petting her head.
Oh, okay.
She loves it when I do this, and look how she'll turn her head like all kinds of weird directions.
Now, you told us earlier in the green room that Roxanne, it's Roxy. Roxy's a parrot. What type of parrot is she? Because she's not an Amazon or a macaw.
No, she is. She's an Amazonian Pacific parrotlet, and the closest relative in the wild. And this is how they are in the wild. Closest relative.
So she's fully grown. She's not a little baby.
Fully grown, and but she's young. She's about 9 months old. We got her in the summertime when we came back from visiting the Danish family in Peru, and we went to the jungle, and I partook in the ayahuasca ceremony and did some interesting things there. We went to Lake Titicaca, which is not Lake Titicaca, it's Lake Titicaca.
Right.
That's what I was told by the natives.
Yeah, because they were quit making fun of our mountain.
Well, it's funny because they say in Peru that the Titi is the Peru side, the Caca is a Bolivia side. You guys have one of those laugh boxes. That's great.
That's fantastic.
I get one of those noise makers.
Oh, they're a blast, and they're on Amazon for like $4. Yeah, I mean, it's the best $4 you'll ever spend. All right, well let's move on to our Q&A segment. So we're going to quiz you tonight, Laz. We've got some questions prepared for you tonight, so we get to know you a little bit better. Other than just our buddy in the chat, we'll get to know you as a person a little bit. So this is the standard question we always start out with most of our guests, and we would like to know, how long have you been playing guitar, and who or what, in your case, was your inspiration to try it?
Okay, so I've been playing the guitar, if you want to call it playing, since probably I was maybe...
If you picked it up and you were strumming it with your fingers on some strings, even if you were just learning, 15. That was still playing it.
15 years old, because a friend of mine, Jimmy, in high school had...
Jimmy Olsen? No.
Yeah, Jimmy Olsen.
He had to go through life with the name Jimmy Olsen.
But, he was a badass dude, so...
Nobody messed with him. Hey, Superman's my buddy. You better watch it.
Yeah, Jim Olsen, he takes care of himself. So he was a hockey player too, but he was also
okay. Nobody was messing with Jimmy then.
His brother Dave, he could play guitar like nothing, and so Jimmy grew up as the younger brother, and he was always competing against that. He had like a mini Marshall stack, those mini stacks in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
So we're talking 1981.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know
exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know if you've ever seen those, but you probably have.
There's actually one in my local Facebook marketplace right now that I'm looking at. I'm thinking about going to get it.
They're so cool.
Because it's a Silver Jubilee model.
Like, it did not sound good. But anyway, he had that in a BC Rich Warlock or whatever. And it was like a orange color or striped. I can't remember exactly. I think it was maybe just orange with black parts and maybe orange with a tiger stripe thing. I can't remember because we were doing things back then that affected our memory long term.
No. Where did you grow up, Laz? Was this in California? Did you grow up in California?
Yeah. So I grew up in.
There was nothing out there. There was nothing
area.
in California to get in trouble with. What are you talking about?
Oh, are you kidding? But thankfully, I moved to Colorado for those 4 years of trouble, and then I came
Nothing
back.
there to get in trouble with either.
Yeah. So the guitar was not my first instrument, though. My first instrument was a piano, and so I'm really more of a keyboardist. And so you can see that. I don't know if you can see the keyboard over there.
I see some ivory back there.
Yeah. So I got my little setup over here, and
That's
so
nice.
I'm really a keyboardist. But I love the guitar. And Randy Rhoads, when you asked the question, what was my influence? Randy Rhoads was my huge influence to really want to pick up guitar and play. So I know Dave's a big fan too. And I will not buy a Rhoads guitar unless it's a really, really good one. So that's why I don't have one yet, because I don't want just a $300.
Has to be like a real polka dot V or a real.
Right, that's the one, by the way. So I know one of your other questions later. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
It's the wrong color, but it's the right year.
It is awesome, dude. 72 or 4? This was a 74, yeah. White. Yeah,
yeah, but he had the white one.
His
Like the one I've got coming
white,
from
yeah.
Japan.
Alpine white.
You know what? This light is way too bright for me. It's killing me.
Actually,
that?
his was kind of
Better?
a really off-white. Wasn't it almost like a, was it off-white,
It was
Dave?
originally Alpine white.
Okay, but it was
Yeah,
it was yellowed because they just yellowed, because his was kind of that really creamy white by the end in the pictures,
Right, it just aged that way. I had a Gibson.
It aged that
believe
way.
it or not.
For example, right here, this used to be stark white.
Mhm.
It's now starting to
Right.
it's starting to turn yellow.
Starting to get creamy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I had
just
an
what
80s
they do over
Gibson.
time.
Yeah. Well, at least yours doesn't have the
Yeah, I had
pink
an 80s
blotches. I've
Gibson
seen
too.
some of them with
It's
pink.
that way.
Have you ever seen the pink on white on these some of those white guitars where they'll start to get a pink blotch on them somewhere instead of yellow, turns pink. I don't know what that's all about.
Right there.
Trying to adjust
Getting
the
some
light
pink.
in here. Yeah.
You're getting some burn there.
That looks
That
cool.
was there when I got it.
Nice.
Burn.
Yeah.
Cigarette burn, or they can't do the cigarette burn on that side. How'd that work?
No, that's from hanging it on something that burnt that
Just-
the nitro couldn't
yeah,
breathe
yeah,
through.
yeah.
It's just lacquer. It's just lacquer burn.
A lot of the
Yeah.
stands,
A
a lot
stand
of
or
the
a
stands have that
hanger
problem.
or something.
The
Yeah.
stand are not a good hanger. That's why you want to use your
Yeah.
string swingers.
That's what the extra socks are for.
That too. Or you know what you can do if you take these little micro cloths that you get for like polishing your glasses, and you just wrap some of that around the little hole, because this stuff's perfect for it. Won't. It's nice and soft.
Do I get to ask you any questions?
Sure,
Yeah.
shoot. We're
right,
still
so-
early in the Q&A. You can fire one off.
All right, and so just to answer that was the guitarist that really made me want to learn electric guitar. But the
Randy
song-
Rhoads. Okay, cool.
But the song that I first heard that made me go, man, I want to do that was Ace Frehley, and it was Detroit Rock City, man.
Oh, really? Detroit Rock City.
That song, that rhythm, I think I was 12 or 11. I think I was 11. I was 11 years old. And
So
I
that
heard
would've
that
been-
song.
Well, that
or something.
so
I'm like,
Destroyer
Mom,
came out in
need some
'76, I believe.
and I'm like, yeah, right before Star Wars, right? And so I'm like, I need this
Yeah.
music, Mom. What is this music? Can we buy this record?
Did she see? Then she saw the album cover and she was like, "Oh hell no!"
Oh no! My mom was a rebel herself.
She was.
So
Oh, she was good with it
about
then.
her
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
Hungarian.
had buddies.
My name Laz. It's Hungarian.
Yeah,
and
I had. But so I was. Let's see. I was 12. I was 12 in '76 too, and I had buddies whose mom and dads would not let that in their house. That was not coming in the house.
My mom and dad divorced partially because my mom's a rebellious soul, and she's still like that in 70 something.
What are you guys talking about in the chat? Can you hear me?
I haven't looked at that. Oh, everyone's like talking. Of course, Metal wants to see Roxy. Hey, Metal, this one's for you. Oh, here's the camera, Roxy.
She got some blue on the top of her head.
She's got like, if I can stop moving, right? Turn around. Don't bite your butt. All right. So
Can you do that on YouTube?
She could do it. She's an animal. Animals can do whatever they want.
Let me ask you the next part of that question, Laz. Did you come from a musical family? You had the piano. Did you have a piano when you were little in the house?
So, yeah. So coming from a Hungarian cultural background, and my grandmother's father was a violinist, it was important that there was a musical instrument. And my mom was forced to learn piano, though she hated it.
That was me.
So there was always a piano in the house, and I probably developed a lot of my natural ear for music being up against the piano when she was pregnant, playing the piano all the time. But she only plays by notation, so she can't play by ear.
Play by ear.
And she hated her mom for forcing her. Whoa, when I first heard Kiss, I thought, yeah, right, Quentin? And that's exactly what I thought too. I remember seeing Highway to Hell.
AC/DC.
Dude, I was a Catholic kid. I was a Catholic kid in a Catholic school when I saw that AC/DC Highway to Hell album, and I'm like, kind of
and the devil tail sticking up in the back.
Like, whoa, but I was like, but this is cool.
Pretty sure I can't take that one to school with me though.
Not to Catholic school.
That was a good album, man. Cover to cover, that one was good.
Oh,
that was such an awesome
dude. Night Prowler. When you're a little kid and you listen to Night Prowler in the dark, it will scare you.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys felt that way too, but to me, the Rolling Stones were kind of like the AC/DC of that era, and AC/DC was kind of like that in your face, kind of like brash, kind of raw band in the 70s that the Stones were in the 60s, right?
Right. Yeah, pretty much in your face. Very simple formula that they used again and again, but it worked. And they were perfect at what they did. Yeah, they were perfect at what they did. That's what was great about it. And they knew better than to mess with it.
Yeah.
Right?
And when you look at like very rare bands can change up their sound and their like feel and everything and still succeed. I think U2's been one of those bands, maybe the Police to some degree. Very few bands can change up their sound and still, I think, be successful. Look at what Metallica tried to do.
Yeah, that couple of albums they had didn't go over so good when they attempted that, right? Well, tell us this, Laz. What was your very first guitar?
So this is a cool story. So in my very first guitar was actually an acoustic, classical kind of really crappy guitar. But I love that thing because, it just like I take it wherever. And it was a
really high action on it.
Name on it. So it didn't even have a name on it. But then after that, I kind of inherited this guitar and this amplifier from my grandparents because this band that used to play at the Hungarian like events, we used to have these cultural events in the Bay Area, and they left it with her when they went back to Hungary, and they never came back, and it just sat in the garage. So it was a Fender Telecaster, early 70s era, and a Silverface early 70s era.
70s Telly's not horrible.
Twin deluxe.
It's kind of sad to find out it was left in the garage, but
I had no clue about any of this stuff, right?
Right.
So I took the guitar and the amp back to Colorado with me one winter when I found it in their garage. I'm like, hey, Grandma, what's this? Can I have it? And she's like, she'll ask the guy, and he said, yeah, you can take care of it, but don't wreck it or anything. Well, later on, it turned out he gave me the guitar and the amp, and the long story short is the guitar and the amp were both stolen.
Oh, God.
They weren't in my possession at the time when they were stolen either.
So your first guitar was a 70s Fender.
Early 70s Fender, early 70s.
And what was the amp? What was the amp?
I don't know. All I know is
remember the amp?
Telly. What's that?
What was the amp that you got with?
It was a Twin Deluxe. It was a freaking Deluxe. I know, and that got stolen too. And the funny thing is that got stolen later in the 80s. Well, both got stolen in the 80s. But the twin deluxe.
Somebody stole them because they knew what they were.
Yeah.
No, the guy who stole the amp was a tweaker, and he just needed money, and he stole it from my brother Andrew.
Stole them, they knew what they were.
Yeah, it's a sad story, and I had no idea. And the funny thing is, I was using that amp for a keyboard amp for the longest time because it was stereo, and it worked fine with my Roland Juno 106 back in the late 80s.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, obviously then I was going to follow up with that. Do you still have the guitar, but it got stolen, so I guess you never recovered it, never got it back.
Yeah. And then
like later, a 70s Telly's worth a pretty chunk of change nowadays.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still in one piece somewhere.
I have no idea, but I didn't even know anything about guitars then. My friend Corey, I had this friend Corey, and I wish we were still friends, but our relationship kind of broke apart, unfortunately. Thank you, my ex-wife. Anyway.
Oops.
Yeah, that's partially my fault too. It was.
Yeah, that happens.
I should have taken. If your wife makes you choose her over your friends, that's signal.
Never gonna work out.
That's a sign. Choose your friends. Don't choose them.
Just choose them.
Well, there's something that's called the bro
that
code,
relationship will not last. I'll guarantee
the bro code. Yeah, I've had the bro code broke on me a couple times. Les, what was your very first album that you ever had?
All right, so this
remember?
Is funny. The very first record, not album, was a 45, and you're gonna laugh because I heard this. I was maybe 7 or 8 years old in a ice cream parlor, and I'll never forget this moment. And again, it was one of those, Mom, what is this music? I have to have this music moments. And it was that song by that band Chicago. If you could hear me now. You know that song?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if Dave knows that. You take away the biggest part of me. So it's just like song. It has the horns like in the 70s.
Oh, absolutely.
Chicago, man.
And I had to have that.
Chicago was tearing it up right there.
Yeah,
they were like number one hit after number one hit.
Come here, Roxy. Come here.
They had the whole thing rocking. They got a bunch of great music.
So that was the first record, but the first album, believe it or not, was this Beatles Black album that had gold letters, and I think it was the greatest hits album or something. But that was my first real album, and I love that.
We'll be circling back around to Beatles albums and records later in the show.
Yeah, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, yeah, for sure.
My mom had all the 45. She had all the Elvis and the Everly Brothers and all that. So that's what I had. Was
my uncle was an Elvis
45.
impersonator. I had an Elvis impersonating uncle, and he would get really drunk.
The world needs more Elvis impersonators.
He would get really drunk.
If they're good, man.
Teddy bear at the end of the event.
Right.
Now, was he a young Elvis, or was he a middle-aged, or was he a?
He was the karate
Fat Elvis.
Middle-aged Elvis one.
It needed the salad Elvis.
Yeah.
So like
story about him.
68 Elvis, like 68 comeback special.
Maybe
Elvis?
early 70s.
Okay, early 70s. Yeah, all right.
Rolling down the hill, Vegas lounge act Elvis.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Do you still have those 45s or that record? You still have your record?
No. I have some though. So check this out. See this Pepsi Cola bottle box?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got all your albums in there?
These are my albums from the
you got a lot
the early 80s.
Oh, wow.
I'll just pick one out here. Let's see what this is.
Ted, Cat Scratch.
Ted.
That's a good one.
Cat Scratch. There we go.
What else do we get? Just going to stick my hand in there and pull something out. Oh, okay. There we go.
Motley. There you go. Girls.
There it is, girls. Yeah.
I saw them open for Ozzy for the Bark at the Moon tour when Jakey Lee played.
Nice.
Oh, here's a classic.
Oh, there you go. That was my first. That's the first tour I saw AC/DC on for those.
That's awesome.
Which basically was all Back in Black songs, because it was the preceding album, right? So they were still playing everything off Back in Black.
What's this? I don't know what that is. I can't recall. Oh, this is the signed one too. I
couldn't see the cover. Missed it. I don't
Sadist?
recognize it.
It's
At
some
first,
pop-
I thought it was Black Sabbath. But
Oh, here we
because-
go. They're double live.
Oh, there you go.
The originals.
Double live.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw them at the Oakland Coliseum.
Hey, that's real Kiss there.
Yeah. So these are all like, and some
Like
of these,
mine back there on the wall. I got my Destroyer and my Alive back there on the wall.
so I actually saw some really great concerts in the 80s, you guys. I saw ZZ Top do Eliminator at Red Rocks in Colorado.
Yeah, I saw them.
I saw U2 at Red Rocks in Colorado. I saw
Red Rocks is an awesome place.
Yeah, that place is awesome. I saw some of these shows.
Have you been there, Dave? The Red Rocks? You know what we're talking about? The outdoor amphitheater that's basically a hollowed out cave in the rocks, more or less, from the wind.
No, I haven't been there. No.
What it is there are these natural formations of rock
Mesa,
that are,
sandstone,
lying sideways, kind of like this, right? And there are two huge formations on either side, and they set up the amphitheater in between them.
So
and
outdoor,
right
just think your outdoor covered amphitheater, except it's
right.
weather-worn sandstone mesa in the desert.
She's biting me. Do you see that? Ow.
The high
Damn it.
desert, anyway.
Don't be so mean, Roxy. Hold on, I gotta take
She's-
these out.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, she likes you told us she likes your headphones, right?
Well, she'll want to chew anything that she can chew, and if I don't stop her, she'll chew. She has a very
You need to get her a
powerful.
little dog chewy toy.
She will
Little
chew
chewy toys.
right through the cables.
Oh, their beaks are sharp, right?
Anyway, I feel like I'm Casper over here. I really need to improve on the lighting.
Well, let me ask you this. We want to know why you decided to name your YouTube channel. And by the way, Dave, can you throw the link to Laz's channel? And it's in the description down below, too. So everybody in the chat and watching the show, please go down and subscribe to Laz's channel. Tell us why you decided to name your channel what you did.
All right. So Music Therapy Laz is partially a personal thing, but it's also something I have an interest in professionally. So back in 2010, I went back to school to study psychology because I was in the .com and other IT world in an office though, working as a salesperson. And I just was good at it. I liked sales, but I just got so tired of it. And then when the .com bubble burst in 08 happened and all those downturns, Roxy, you're going to get sent to mommy. I just decided I wanted to do what I thought was the right thing to do something good in the world. And so I had some friends telling me that, the way I handled my divorce and handled things like that, talking to them about their problems and whatnot, I should be a therapist or a counselor. So I thought, okay, I'll go to take a psych class at my local community college and see what happens.
See if it feels right or not, right?
Yeah, so I was bitten by the psychology bug, and I went ahead and did several years because it's hard to do it as an adult. But I was really interested, since I have musical skills, to do music therapy. So I was going in that direction. I still have ambition to finish that. But then I also got injured, and I have an injury to my right hand where I don't feel my. Yeah, that helps too.
No, that doesn't help.
That helps a lot.
And I injured my I have an injury to my nerve that goes down into all the way to the tip of my fingers on my hand, and so it causes numbness and tingling. So music therapy is one of those things that, even though
so does that stuff Dave's got.
Yeah, that works. That you can use that in combination.
Yes.
So the music therapy, Laz is my nickname since high school because Laszlo is my official name, my birth name, and my brothers are John and Andrew.
Gotcha.
Laszlo.
Parents
My
had to
middle
trick
name
it
is
up.
Joe, but my uncle, my uncle's brother, my grandfather, there's too many Joes.
Yeah, but Laz is cool. Laz
stuck since high
Laz
school.
is cool.
So I wanted
Laz.
to
That's a good
share
nickname.
my knowledge of psychology side of things. Eventually, I want to put better and more content up that has something to do with how music does affect your brain and affects you in a very positive way. It's used for so many positive therapies around the world. I don't know if you guys know this, but when we get even older, right, Brian? Because we're already old.
Older, dude.
When we're getting older,
I stopped.
Yeah, music is one of those things that can really help people that have things like Alzheimer's and dementia. That'll help you too. So
That's
music
about 2
and
weeks
picking
from
up an
now when that
instrument,
kicks in.
learning an instrument, any of these things that you can do to activate the brain. The music will activate your brain in ways that nothing else does because it uses a combination of parts of the brain all at once. Areas that are emotional, as well as sound is a very important thing. Hey, there's my brother.
That's what I was going to say. Is
I
this your
forgot.
brother? And he says, no one calls me Andrew. So now you're in
Andrew.
trouble.
No one calls him Andrew except when I speak about my brother Andrew, or I'll say Andy or Drew. But I never call him Drew. But yeah, we saw Ozzy at the CU Event Center in Boulder with Rhodes.
Nice.
Dave. Blizzard of Oz.
Ozzy, but not with
Diary
Rhodes.
of a Madman tour. I misspoke. Blizzard of Oz was before. The Diary of a Madman tour. And that was like, I think 3 months before he died or something, roughly. So
Yeah.
it was in the winter.
No reason for that.
But
Bad
yeah, that's
enough when
my
people
bro.
die
Andy.
when they're sick, right? Let alone because of some dumb thing they did.
And that wasn't even his fault because he
No, it
was a
wasn't
really
his
nice
fault.
guy and a really cool guy. But
They were just goofing.
yeah, that pilot guy. I think that guy was like some. I forget the story. I remember some.
He was the
details.
bus driver, wasn't he? I think it was the
Sad
bus
story.
driver that was flying the plane.
Well, he
So-
apparently he had they were visiting some guy who was like some kind of producer guy or something, right? And he had a plane at his home out in the Midwest somewhere. I forget where it was.
Yeah, they stopped
and
somewhere where they had a
we were
grass
goofing
strip and a
around.
plane, and we're playing in the plane.
And they're like, "Hey, you want to try to fly?" It's kind of like what happened when I tried to ride a motorcycle when I was 13.
And the funny thing about it is Randy didn't even like to fly.
Yeah,
Right,
And he wasn't.
right.
They went up and flew. He was on the second time
They were on
went
the
up.
second
The first
flight.
time he was
They
like,
were doing
nah.
They probably,
Because one of the tour managers, it was a black lady. She went up first with the guy. Of course, he was coked up out of his mind, and
Never a good plan.
never a great plan. No. And then she's like, "Oh, come on!" And Randy went, and well, there we go.
Yeah. End of an
Word
era.
of
Clip the bus.
caution, kids: don't get in a plane with somebody who's coked out of their mind.
With the coked up bus driver.
Well, the truth of the matter is probably the reason why he got on the plane too is because he and everyone else was coked up at the same
Yeah,
time.
they were all just as
Well,
wasted.
Randy wasn't much into the whole
No,
drug
not
thing.
really.
He was pretty
No, he was pretty
health
yeah,
conscious,
you know.
wasn't he?
But what I'm saying is that she pooped over here. What I'm saying is that you probably
That'll
wouldn't
happen.
make that kind of a stupid decision
Right.
unless you were a little bit inebriated too. Because
Yeah. Peer pressure. I'm wondering how much peer pressure there was to get on the stupid plane.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, because this may just be the same person we're talking about. If you could possess someone else's talent for 24 hours, who would you choose?
Oh, well, that's super hard, dude.
Well, that's pretty hard, but
All right.
it doesn't have to be a musician, though. It could be anybody.
All right. I would probably say something like, Socrates, but he didn't end well.
Right.
But in Einstein,
Plus, do
didn't
you
die
speak
happy
Latin?
either. Yeah, too much knowledge, I think, sometimes can wreck you. Yeah, I think, if I had to be a musician that is no longer alive today, I would probably say Rhodes would be. I'd want to be Rhodes for sure. But then
Yeah.
I'd have to deal with Ozzy and all that crap, so maybe not.
I think
I love
Ozzy
Ozzy.
loved him so much they just let him
I
do whatever
know.
he wanted. I
I
don't
love
think Ozzy hassled him too much. I don't think there was a lot
No.
of hazing going on there.
I love Ozzy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But really, because I'm such a piano-based person too,
Freddie.
the person who's still alive that I wish I could be is probably Eric Johnson because
All right, there you go.
Honestly, and Eddie Van Halen.
Captain Kirk.
Did you see that one?
No,
Captain Kirk.
To
I
boldly
missed that.
go where
Hey.
no man has gone before.
Captain Kirk is
That's a great
the
one.
male
That's
flood of the entire galaxy.
I don't know this inside joke, obviously.
No, it's just you know who Captain Kirk is.
Well,
You just said if
of
he
course I
could
know
pick
who he is.
anybody's talent, he would pick Captain Kirk. I'd rather be Mr.
That leader.
Spock.
I think he's done all right.
You ain't serious if you ain't Tiberius.
No. You can't. Can you even say that on YouTube?
I don't know. We just
Oh,
did.
wait, I was going to share it, but it hadn't popped up yet. They like
I mean-
StreamYard things like 10 minutes behind the chat.
Captain
So-
Kirk was the first interracial,
Kiss.
on TV, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he made out with Lieutenant Uhura.
Uhura, it was hot
Uhura.
with that thing in her
Yeah.
ear.
She has an interesting story too, because after the first season of the show, she was going to quit, and Martin Luther King Jr. talked her out of it.
Yeah, that was such
He
a
said
groundbreaking
your
show.
influence on African Americans getting to see an African American woman that's an officer on a spaceship that goes around the universe is powerful for them.
No doubt.
Which makes sense. Yeah. So
I was lucky
Michelle
to be
Nichols,
on
thank you,
all that
Tom.
stuff,
Yeah,
so.
she was great. I loved her character.
Yeah.
She's still alive. She's awesome. She still looks good too. She still
I
looks
bet.
good. I like her a lot. She can sing. She sang a lot.
Oh,
She was
really?
the singer on
I
that
didn't know
show. Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
think
she's
I
a good
remember a
singer.
couple episodes.
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
really good singer. Yeah, she has a great voice.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
All
you guys
right.
noticed my shirt. I don't know if you guys know this shirt. Do you
Well,
know
I was trying to figure out what it said earlier. I was going to ask you.
what kind of knob?
Want
is
it, live
that?
it, love it. Oh, it's a
What kind of
tone
knob?
knob. I
That's
got
right.
it. It's a tone knob.
This is actually look at the top. Does it say the name there? It should
Let
say
me
it
just
right
give you
there.
the big. Let me give you the
There you go.
blow up there.
Oh.
I can't read what it says along the top.
Right.
Nope, it's too small. We can't read it.
It's too small. That's what she said.
Know your gear.
Anything. Know your gear. Yes.
Finally, it went into focus enough.
Yeah. Film
Hey,
excited. I had
idea.
to-
Nice.
I had to
So,
wear this
how
for
did
him
you get it? Did you get that from Phil? How did you get
I
that?
got
Is
that.
it-
This is one of the early shirts from the beginning of the show. So you know how you had
Gotcha.
that whole thing with the
Mhm.
earlier people. So I wanted to wear this in his honor because
Nice.
actually it was. If you want to know, if you have any questions about how did you get into YouTube, you might want to ask that now.
Right. Well, yeah, we asked you about that, and I'm assuming it must have something to do with Phil.
Oh.
Then.
A little bit. So he was like maybe the second or third guy I really got addicted to. But
He was number one guy for me.
yeah, Henning Pauly, I have to say.
Oh yeah, Henning. Yeah, I found him later.
No, I'm kidding. I love Henning. I love Henning, and this is why. I was watching some life hack chant stuff on YouTube. This is when early days of YouTube, and at least for me, it was like 2011 or 2012, and I was watching these life hack Russian life hack guys. Like, how do you scramble an egg with the egg still together? You put it in the sock and you go like that. You know, there's all these like weird life hacks this Russian ex-military guy was like talking online. And then one of the things that popped up was this how to build
Spetsnaz egg scrambling hack.
Yeah. I had no interest in looking up anything musical at all, which was really weird. And then up pops this thing with Henning Pauly.
You're watching Russian special forces make breakfast on YouTube.
That's how you do it. How to use the Pepsi can to make like a mini stove out on the campsite using like sterno or something, or if you didn't have sterno, how to use some fuel or whatever. So I'm watching a life hack guy, and then up pops this one window of Henning Pauly, how to build your own pedal board. And I'm like, what's this about? Oh, pedals, yeah, for guitars and stuff. And I thought, oh, that would be cool. So I clicked it, and then next thing, ouch, she's biting me. Next thing you know, I'm addicted to Henning.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Come on, stop it. Stop it.
Is she a biter?
She's a biter. I'm gonna have to take her over with this thing. Oh, I hope she doesn't bite me on the neck. Oh, she's getting really crazy now. Foxy, stop it. Look at all the
She's
people.
being mean now. She just wants to eat your cord really bad.
Oh, I missed again. Anyway,
You're giving her the hat treatment.
I'm trying to catch her without her. She's gonna bite my fingers off. Guess I'll have to get some new headphones. Anyway, so Henning got me. He gave me gas. I bought my first pedal because of Henning. It was the TC Electronics dark matter pedal.
Oh yeah, okay. The dark.
And I bought the Mojo, and I have several other cheesy pedals.
So Henning got you into pedals. Sean, I get that all the time.
Sean.
I get Willem Dafoe every day, everywhere I go.
That's so funny. I was wondering where I recognized you from before.
Every day. Hey, do you know you look like Willem? Yeah, I know.
You gotta learn some lines from some of his movies, and then that would.
My line is, yeah, I wish I had his wallet instead of his looks.
Oh,
That's my line.
He's a talented guy. But I think you have a smoother face than him, so be happy.
I shaved today. That's why I look more like Willem.
I mean,
today.
he's got a pretty leathery face. He's a great guy, but yeah, smart guy. Anyway, all right, that's the answer.
That's the answer. All right, we're down to the final question.
The final question, the bonus
So,
round.
Laz, we're going to row you out to a deserted island.
Oh, here it comes.
But you got a little generator there, so you're not going to be totally just bored out of your mind. So you get to take one guitar, one amplifier, or I guess you could take your piano instead of a guitar. Then you wouldn't need an amplifier. So that could be both. But that totally messes up the whole equation. So you need one guitar, one amp, one pedal, could be the dark matter, one album to listen to out of all those in the box there.
And any other ones that you might want to take. Doesn't have to be that. One of those.
That's even worse, Tom. I'm not even putting that up. And then one miscellaneous luxury item.
All right. Luxury item. I think
That's
all right. That's neat. Right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of comment that'll get you banned from the channel right there.
Well,
he's joking, by the way, Tom.
Even though I thought of this answer, it's still impossible. So I'll have to say it's going to be, a plexi stack for the amps.
Oh, sweet. A plexi,
if I'm going to go all out.
Like two 4x12 cabs and a big old 100-watt plexi on top?
Plexi. I mean, I could go with something modern and have all these things to choose from. I can get a katana and have sounds galore. Nah. I'm going to go plexi stack. I'm going to go with the polka dot Gibson Flying V Randy Rhoads. And it has to be.
You mean do you mean a Sandoval?
You mean the one that's the one that they got over at the Museum of Art at the Met in New York City? That one. You want that one?
What you want is a Carl Sandoval. Is what he's the one that made the polka dot V for Randy.
You're talking about that special one though, right? So you're talking about the one with the funky headstock and everything, right?
I'm talking about the real one.
Headstock. Yeah. That's a Sandoval.
I've seen some copies made.
Yep. Carl Sandoval, and he, believe it or not, he's actually still making guitars, and he will make you a copy of that guitar if you have the pockets deep enough.
I don't know how much it'll cost, but if my settlement from my insurance
kicks in,
really good.
Minnesota thinks I'm Dale from King of the Hill.
So that would be the guitar. That would be the guitar.
I can see that.
All right, the album is the hardest thing of all, but to be honest, if I'm going Rhodes, I might as well go all out Rhodes. And it would probably have to be the Ozzy, tribute album.
Tribute, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
and I'd spend all my living days on that island trying.
And you got some cash wrapped up on this little island. So we got the actual Randy Rhoads polka dot V. We've got a plexi 100-watt head with two 4x12 cabs.
Definitely. And maybe two heads just in case one blows.
Well, yeah, you got to need a spare. Or some tubes anyway.
Oh,
might need some spare tubes.
Right there. Look at that.
And you're shedding.
Oh, that's good. She sheds. It's normal.
You got a pedal you got to have? A tuner? Everybody gets a tuner, not a tuner.
Effects pedal wise, I'll probably have to go with something that does a lot. So I don't know.
Or just does that one thing that you really love.
Like considered an FX pedal, the HX Stomp, but because it's small. But maybe I don't know if the floorboard kind of thing like that counts. But if it has pedal size, I'd go with an HX Stomp because it has pretty much all the sounds that you would want into it.
Do you put your foot on it and mash down on a button?
Yeah, that would be great.
It's a pedal then.
There you go. So that's what I would get, because it's at least you're mixing with the old and the new technology, and you can probably get any sound you want out of that thing, right? So that's probably what I get stomp wise. And then luxury item.
Yeah, luxury item. There you go. What do you got to have?
Hard. Can it be a person, or does it have to be a thing?
No, it could be whatever. We've had every
Well,
answer on
obviously,
here
my
imaginable.
wife, my partner, that would be my person. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you could do person.
Eternity with her on the island. But if it was an item, it would have something to do with like creating good food and drink if you're stuck on an island. But
still,
maybe
with
a
barbecue,
but
a still with a barbecue on top,
barbecue. And see, I can make a barbecue, so you don't need it.
or a wok.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to say,
because you have this
an
Spetsnaz
endless
hack
keg.
to make a barbecue
Endless keg.
on a deserted island already. You
It
don't
would
need
be
to
an
take
endless
that.
keg of beers from all around the world that I can choose from.
There you go. A bar, a beer, a brew pub on the island.
All right, so I'm gonna have to take an old man pee-pee break.
Okay,
I
that's
drink
cool.
beer.
That's it. That we can do that. Well,
So I'm gonna
you're
read
allowed to do
Roxy here.
that.
I'm gonna see if she can
That's right.
entertain you guys.
Not a problem.
You know.
Do what you got to do.
I'm gonna see if she can entertain you guys here. I'll be right back.
I'm sure she will, and we'll get ready to move on to our next segment of the show, and we'll wait for Laz to get back before we do it. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there is going to be a very special unboxing of a new guitar. I believe there's a new guitar in the house. Dave, is this correct?
Yep.
And is this guitar? Is this a V-shaped guitar or a Strat-shaped guitar, or is this a single cut?
This is a single cut.
So this is a single shape. So we're going to unbox a single cut shaped guitar tonight.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And is there a particular marking on the headstock of this that would give us a hint?
No.
Is there a letter?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
So this is a mystery guitar unboxing.
This is a mystery guitar unboxing, yes.
All we know is it's a single cut guitar. That's all we know.
That's right. That's all we know.
It's not an 8-string or...
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know, man.
More than likely doesn't have EMG pickups in it.
Don't fly right at me like that.
I have no idea.
Crazy.
You don't know.
I have no idea.
All right, so we got our partner back. So, ladies and gentlemen, on this edition of These Go to 11, we're gonna have a Les Paul unboxing here, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a Les Paul unboxing tonight.
I'm excited about that.
Live on the live wires. Les Paul unboxing.
Yep. Okay.
Can I try to
it's down here in the my kind of
He's
my lap.
unboxing it in his lap, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna guess it's a cherry sunburst.
Yes.
Cherry sunburst.
That's
Well, I do happen to know.
This one's more of a kind of a stainless steel finish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot more like my Zemadas finish.
It's kind of like got a custom top, like your Zemeda, right?
Right. Kaylin.
What'd she
I haven't
say?
even been looking at the chat. What's everybody saying?
Here's the
Guitar
box.
order. Kaylin now has nicknames
Oh,
for
it's
all
that.
of us, by the way. If you,
Oh, I know about that one.
and some of them are not
I got one of those.
good, and not we cannot put them on.
And this is compliments of our buddy Brad Miller.
I think I can reach mine too while you unveil yours.
That's what she said. I think I can reach mine too.
There
There it
we
is,
go.
ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you got a 4x12 freaking amplifier too. You didn't even tell me you were getting an amp.
Yeah.
Wow. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Live unboxing of a Les Paul guitar. We're not gonna tell anybody, chicken, what GS1 actually stands for. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. What GS1 actually stands for, but we're just gonna.
S1 or 5-1? S1.
GS1.
GS1.
It's sort of like 007, but different.
Okay. That's good. I gotta pour this in here since I've got the proper glass.
Unfortunately, because of the new child restrictions on YouTube, I cannot say that. I can show it, I just can't say it.
Hey, and it came with a nice little note from Brad.
Very nice, Brad.
So, thanks, Brad.
Kaylin, it's more like about 4.5 inches, Kaylin.
Oh, that was harsh. So, is Brad selling those? Brad, are you selling those? Oh, look, there's the Super Strat for lefty.
Yep.
That's a lefty Super Strat.
The double humbucker Strat, like my blacktop Strat.
Gotcha. Super Strategy.
I'm sure you're glad that I picked this one instead. Or did you win first? I think you won first. Right?
Yeah, I won first. Yeah.
And then I got to pick whether I wanted the Super Strat or what, and I took the double humbucker Strat because it's like my blacktop. Where's my blacktop?
Quentin, easy.
Right there. What did Quentin say?
No, it's Tom. That's straight out of Pulp Fiction. Look at the big brain on Brad.
One smart mother trucker.
Sorry, that cracked me up. Oh, that was funny. So there it was, ladies and gentlemen. We unboxed the Les Paul live on the live wires tonight.
Can I do a real reveal? Can I do a shenanigans reveal?
Sure, we're game.
I think we talked about the shenanigans before, right? So you guys,
there's lots of
everyone in the chat knows what shenanigans are, right? Don't tell
yes, they do.
What it means.
We have a full segment of the show called Shenanigans coming up later.
Yeah, we do.
There's a little bit of shenanigans going on over here.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's shenanigans. Hang on.
That's shenanigans.
Oh, that's a pretty color.
Like that blue.
Is it?
Yeah, it's almost like a Daphne, but it's
kind of lighter than Pelham, right?
Yeah, it's a little lighter than Pelham.
And if you can tell,
that's like the Dave Grohl color. There's a Dave Grohl. We're going to see a Dave Grohl guitar later tonight. That's almost that color.
Loves the hardware on that guitar.
Yeah, it's got gold.
Got Duncans. They're Duncans too. They're really good pickups.
Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier today. There's two kinds of people in the world: those that have gold hardware and those that wish they had gold hardware.
You know,
those who have gold hardware and those who covet.
Yeah, I'm okay with gold hardware. I think it's a little much, but on this one, it looks pretty killer. Yeah. And I think when it wears down a little, it'll look even better. But I love the headstock. I'm into Art Deco big time. I love.
Oh yeah, you got the Empire State Building right there on the headstock, baby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And the tuning keys.
And look, you can see the. I don't know if you can see the deluxe in the Perloid there.
We sold those in Sam Ash. Yeah, those are pretty nice guitars, man. Yeah. Yeah,
they were going for $2,000 originally retail, and they sold them at
these require gold hardware.
We go to $700 for that, paying monthly for 3 years at 0% interest. Those are nice, dude.
Hack just went blind. He's sewing his eyes shut.
I just doubled him.
I don't think Roxy realizes that there's $200 headphones.
There's two things we know about our buddy Guitar Hack. He loves gold and he hates Les Pauls. That's the two things we know about him. So, all right, enough of that nonsense.
All right, I gotta do the funky.
Oh yeah, you got to do your hat trick while we get ready. Dave's getting ready to talk about cool guitars that we saw for sale.
The only way to stop her from eating my. The only way to stop her from eating my headphones.
Right. See, Chicken's Guitar says that's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing requires gold. Well, yeah, that gold
like
Jaeger, or what's not Jägermeister? What's that gold flake?
Goldschlager?
Schnapps. Yeah, that requires gold.
Goldschlager requires gold.
Goldschlager. Yeah, biggest wasted gold leaf ever of all time.
All right,
All right, we are moving on, ladies and gentlemen. They're like, thank you. Moving on.
Moving on. All right.
Moving on. So we're going to look at some...
we have some interesting ones tonight. Yeah, we have some interesting ones tonight. Some ones we haven't seen.
Yeah.
And a couple of rare ones out there. So
I'm trying to find the first one for whatever reason. All of a sudden, it's not showing up in my...
It's the E.
Yeah, I know which one it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there it is. I got it now because it says rare. I was looking for the E word and I was getting an R word.
All right, here we go. This is an Epiphone Telecaster. Yes, Epiphone made a Telecaster, guys.
What did they do that for?
T310. Here we go. So it says it's super rare. I don't know if I'd call it super rare, but they are pretty rare.
Actually, like that headstock.
Kind of hard to come by. Yeah, it's kind of a G&L meets something else. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's got some penicillin growing on it.
But yeah, it's an Epiphone, and it's $284.05 with $54 shipping. Comes out of Van Nuys, California. It's got the Gibson truss rod cover, which is a cool kind of throwback. I believe.
So this is an authentic Fender copy.
Yes.
Then we can right down to the crack in the pocket.
If memory serves me correctly, these are made in Korea. If memory serves me correctly, I believe.
Okay, so how hypocritical now does Gibson look?
Right.
Complaining about somebody using their headstock when they made a full-on freaking telly.
I've got a story for you about authentic. I actually owned, and that was another stolen item, and a WRC Wayne Robert Charvel Super Strat Gibson, the SR71 in white with black parts. Look it up. It's a bitchin' guitar, and I missed that thing like crazy. If that thing wasn't screaming authentic Gibson Super Strat, I don't know what was.
Gibson made some killer Super Strats back in the day, like the Victory series and the M series. Those were some killer Super Strats. But anyway, yes, that one is made in Korea. And
I'm trying to figure out the guy's pricing here because he's in California. Usually, when you see like $284.05 and $54 shipping, you're thinking, okay, it's in China.
On sale. So it's on sale. That's why the weird price, because it's on sale, because it's 5% off.
This price is basically free because of how rare this guitar is. Okay, he's proud of it.
Yeah,
but it is cool for $284.
For a made in Korea Epiphone, that's not a bad price.
No,
it's actually kind of cool. Just if you're a collector, got to have that, right?
Yeah, I like the green colors. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right, let's lose that.
Kind of different, so that's why I picked it. All right, moving right along.
Okay, moving right along. Let me get to the next one. Here we go. They popped right.
And we have another oddball. This is a Martin CF Martin,
a Martin Super Strat.
Yes. Well, no, it's not really a Super. That's just a regular Strat.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a trim.
Right. It doesn't have it doesn't have a humbucker in it either.
Right.
So it does have a trim, but it's not a floating trim. But yes,
we seen this headstock shape before?
Yeah, looks familiar.
Looks kind of like a Jackson ripoff, doesn't it?
Sort of, kind of.
I mean, and it is also a made in Korea.
This looks like an 80 Charvel, like SM3 or something, whatever they called it.
Right. Or the.
It's kind of nice, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. And this is in Gaithersburg, Maryland, at $239.96 with $65 shipping.
Grover's.
It is 20% off. Yep. Grover tuners. Legit Grover tuners.
Hey, Johnny Bean.
Kind of cool. Hey, Johnny.
Hope you're having fun at NAMM. I know you're probably heading there in the morning. I watched your videos earlier today on the new EVH, all the different Wolfgangs, man. You guys got to go over to Johnny Bean's channel, check out all the new colors and all the Wolfgangs they got. So this guy wants $305, but he's taking an offer and he's in Maryland.
No, it's 300. Well, it's $239.96.
Yeah,
with the sale.
305 all in with the shipping.
All in, right.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
More or less. Four pennies short of that, but still. But US and cool guitar, man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think Martin made a bad guitar, would you?
Who knows? I mean, it's like I said, it's also Korean made as well. So still, we're in the total budget line here, right? Very exactly, Dale. Very affordable. So any of these, so
now this
ready?
is another Epiphone here.
Yep, this one's a little more expensive. This is the Zakk Wylde signature Les Paul, in the Epiphone under the Epiphone banner.
Gold.
So if you guys are Zakk Wylde fans, and of course you get the EMG HZs.
I mean, nothing is over the top for Zakk, because not only do we have Bullseye, we have binding. We have Bullseye with binding.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than Bullseye with binding. Double binding.
And of course the hard shell case has been donned with some interesting choice of stickers, but hey, it's all good.
Well, man, that neck looks nice.
Yeah, maple neck.
Doesn't that couch look familiar?
It's the same guy.
Like the last guy, right?
Couch. Same couch. Oh,
Victor Litz Music Center in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Yeah, same guy. He stuck him a little pick holder on the back in case he drops his pick in the middle of the gig. He's got one right there handy. Got the little Zakk dude. This guy's, I kind of liked it. Yeah, man, you know what? He's got his little road tour decals on there. Nothing wrong with that. That's cute.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
EMGs.
It's rock and roll. Yep. HCs. Yep.
Seems to be in really nice shape. So this guy's only asking $480 for that?
Yeah.
Right.
He says there is a stress crack in the finish at the neck joint.
That's not
so
typical.
That's not that uncommon, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a pretty common thing. Because there's a lot of pressure that gets put on those neck joints. So
as long as it's just the finish and not like the wood's getting ready to fall off.
Yeah. So I mean, this thing's like really in close territory to almost half price what they sold for new. They sold for $800 new. So this is
same guy, Maryland.
Yep.
He's good thing he doesn't have a cat with that red. Like velour couch, though. That's what I'm just saying.
Couch, yeah. I was about to say carpet.
I would want to know what the weight is, though.
Ooh, probably heavy, I would expect.
I picked up one of those Zakk Wylde Gibsons in a Guitar Center one time, and it was like...
This guitar is something that you really... This is the only way to get one of these, I think.
Right.
Baseball bat neck.
These are no longer available.
Oh, whoa, wait, cool.
This is the Burns Brian May signature. These were only made for a very short amount of time. So this is a fairly rare find. But it's coming in at $670, $410, $50 shipping. That's it. Actually, at Norman's Rare Guitars. We actually have a couple from Norman's, I think, tonight. But yeah, so it's a 24-inch scale. It's got the Trisonic pickups, which are supposed to be really close recreations of Brian's actual pickups.
I dig the headstock, man.
Has the Brian May, has the Brian May wiring switching in it. Brian May's, Brian May's signature on the headstock.
I like the binding.
Yeah, that thing's pretty.
The double bound,
So these pickups, you're saying, Dave, these pickups are voiced to sound like the Brian May's pickups in the one that him and his daddy made out of the kitchen room table and the fireplace mantle.
Yep, that'd be the one.
Nice.
Yep,
This thing's
they're
gorgeous,
very
man.
similar.
$675.
Right, 50
plus
bucks
50.
shipping.
Taking
You're
an
seven-
offer.
Oh.
7.25 out the door.
Tarzana,
I'm hoping to
California,
go
which is
by
near
there.
Hollywood, I believe.
Yeah, it's
I'm hoping to go by there this weekend. I'm going to go down there, even though I didn't get accepted into NAM this year.
Oh,
gonna
right. You
crash
can
the
go on the
party.
last day, though, right? Can't you?
I don't think they're even doing that anymore.
Well, they
What?
did at Summer NAM. On the last day, they had General Public Day.
I think they shut that down now. They're trying to keep the riffraff out.
Well, yeah, I was in there anyway. I was riffraff, but I was riffraff with a pass.
I'm hoping to catch. Well, I have plans to meet up with the Johnny Bean crowd. At least John Mancuda and I were back and forth in messages, and
We got to get him on the show. Put in a good
Oh,
word
dude, you
for us,
got to put him
okay?
on your list big time.
Yeah, he's already on the list. We got to get him on.
Yeah.
So-
But for sure, we're gonna do the Italian dinner at Marie's over there, and then Saturday night, I think.
He's
And
got the
then,
hookup, I expect.
Yeah, and then I might join the Coons gang on Sunday.
Tone King or
for the,
something?
the Ben Coons gang on Sunday for the Orange County, or whatever they're calling the SoCal guitar show. You know.
Here's one you might like, Laz.
all right. So this is a Grover,
Mm,
an actual Grover Jackson
there you go.
King B Cherry Burst Flame Top.
Mm.
815.05. It's 115. It's coming from France, so the shipping's going to be a little steeper.
Wow.
115.77.
Wow.
But
Look at that.
he says it's got a few dings and scratches, but it will be shipped in a gig bag. It's a Japanese made bolt-on rosewood
Look at the
fretboard.
inlays. The inlays have a black outline
Black,
around them.
yeah. Yes.
That's higher end work there.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Wow, that thing.
I like the back one, the black
And
one.
that's got some big frets on it too, boys.
Yeah,
It's
they look jumbo.
if you guys like those
Jumbo.
big frets.
Yeah.
Those are 747 jumbo.
Yeah, they are.
Look at the. I
They're
love the
big.
sandblasted finish on the hardware.
Yeah, that looks cool.
It looks like titanium because of the way they sandblast.
Right,
That's way cool.
right.
Man, that thing is
Nice.
sharp. I'm not into V's really because for me they're uncomfortable to play. But
You just
I
gotta
know a
stand
lot of
up, Brian.
man,
No,
my
you-
back's not.
play
My
it-
back
play
can't
it-
do that.
Play
very
it in
good.
classical position and you're good
Right.
to go.
Yeah, you put
Yeah,
it
but
over
that
your
feels
knee.
weird.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I've had a V. I've had a V before. I just didn't bond with it. Oh, we got some. Dang it! See, that's what always happens to these V's. Dang it!
You get the
Why-
chip on the.
Why do both? Other than that, it's mint.
Yeah, it happens, man. Those wings get beat and those corners get knocked, and there ain't nothing you can do about that.
So we're $931 in, all in, but taking
Right.
an offer, and we're in Paris.
That's pretty cool.
Hey,
with the
Perry.
Grover Jackson.
Okay,
on that stuff.
Paris. Cool. Well,
right.
obviously these are Friedman guitars before there were Friedman guitars. More or
Right.
less. And
What was
actually,
that,
they're- these are Jackson guitars when Grover got tired of messing around with the company that was making Jackson guitars is what they are. Right? Isn't that what they are,
It was
Dave? These are
after he sold off Jackson that he
Right.
started Grover Jackson.
Grover Jackson. Right.
Right.
All right, let's see. What next did you have on our list? Oh, this is another Japanese guitar. This one's kind of cool.
No, it's not. This is Brazilian.
Oh, Brazilian. This is a Brazilian.
This is the
oh,
Tajima. Yeah, this is the Tajima Jet Blues. So if you guys watched Phil McKnight's
Phil.
video,
Yeah.
then you guys are familiar with the Tajimas. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But
You
this
are.
is this is a Brazilian one at $629.10 free shipping. Comes out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So $630, made in Brazil guitar.
Still got
Little
the
different
plastic
from-
on the pick guard.
Yeah, little different from your normal kind of thing, but
Yeah, Phil,
people
you were
people
talking
are
about
raving
Phil's
about these
video.
things.
He put this in the top 10 guitar brands that are worth the money that you don't know about, or something to that effect.
Right.
$629. That's pretty free shipping.
Yeah, that's a.
What kind of pickups?
I think they're in-house pickups.
See if it says
They make them there.
Yeah, they're
Tajima Silverbucker. They're Alnico 5s.
Okay.
So they're at least Alnico. They're at least Alnicos. So you're not getting some ceramics or something neodymiums or something like that.
That's not horrible. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Kind of cool and different.
That sound hole is pretty wild.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally different.
All right. Moving right along.
Got another
this next one, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is a smoking deal. If you guys are in the mood or
for sure,
in the market for a Taylor T5, this is a smoking deal. So this is the C, which is the custom, the Taylor, the T5 custom. The one I have back there is a standard. It's the S1. So this is the model up from the one I have. It just has some different inlays, and everything else pretty much the same. But
thin line 5-way, baby.
What's that?
It's a thin line 5-way, and there's your 5-way.
Yep. It's if you guys don't know, that's not a lipstick. That is a humbucker. There is another humbucker that is up under the neck.
There's a battery.
And it also has a body sensor in it. So you can get that real good, real nice acoustic sound when you plug it in.
That's a hell of a case.
Nice.
Yeah, they're really nice cases. Those Gator type, those are Taylor cases, and they're super nice. I have one, so I can vouch for the and that's actually the same year mine's a 2006 as well.
Man, we were talking Tobacco Burst the last couple of days. That's nice. That's the one you look for. If that was on a Les Paul, you'd fall over dead.
Yeah. Yep.
That thing's sweet. Are these birds? Are they birds?
I don't remember what the inlay shape are.
Kind of like birds flying at you, don't they?
Oh, he doesn't really give you a good close up of the inlays, which is kind of silly, but yeah.
So $12.70, $28 shipping. Shoot, dude.
I mean, these things.
Music, Missouri.
I paid 12. I paid 12 for mine 3 years ago. So for this to be at 1270, or basically just under 1300
out the door. Yeah,
that's a
plus he's taking an offer.
He's
taking an offer, so you can get it for less than that.
That's why I say this is a smoking deal. Yeah. So if you guys are in the market for one of these, this is probably the deal of the night.
All right, we got a couple cool more ones to show you here. Let's get this next one up. Oh, this is kind of a unusual builder.
Yep.
In Las Vegas, I
believe. Very polarizing builder, but this is an Ed Roman Custom Shop Quicksilver from 2002. So this was made by Ed when he was still alive, or Ed's shop while he was still alive. It's got a natural quilt, free shipping in the lower 48. $16.50 out the door.
I'd be more interested in this guitar if it had 2 or 3 more switches on it, though. It just doesn't have enough switches for me.
There are no switches on the horns,
Yeah.
Just gotta have 1 or 2 on the horns.
I mean, it only has 5 switches. I mean, come on, seriously, 5 switches is all you get in here? Wow, look at these! Look at these tuners.
It comes with a Buzz Fighting tuning system. So if you guys are familiar with that, nice flame maple neck.
Got some voltage action.
Nice that they get that on there.
Wow. Nice neck.
Yeah.
Got that pretty nice volute on the neck.
Yeah. Is it Carina or just natural mahogany?
So
That looks like
I
ebony.
believe it's a Carina body. Yeah, it's a Carina body.
Yeah.
Is that ebony board? Looks like ebony.
Ebony board, yes, absolutely, yeah. Ed was a stickler for ebony boards.
Almost looks like the headstock laminate is ebony too.
It is,
Dang,
I believe.
that thing is cherry.
Yeah. So if you look through the pictures, there's an actual
Wow.
We
there's
know
an
that
actual
guy.
list.
That's the
Who's that
Tone
dude?
King. We know him.
Yeah, that's the Tone King. Yeah.
Sweet.
100K.
So no, go to the very last picture, Brian.
Okay.
No, the
That
very
one?
last picture. Nope. The very that one right there. You can go back one. You can look and see what this thing priced at. It was 45.25.
Wow.
45.65
65,
plus
yeah.
$58 in labor plus $30 in materials for something.
So
Wow.
yeah, you can. Yep.
1650.
So, 1650 out the door.
Crowbar. I didn't know about that story. That's
Oklahoma
that's sad.
City.
tragic.
That is pretty tragic. All right, moving right along.
All right, moving right along.
16.
We're down to it here now. What do we got? Oh, we got this.
Yep, we got
funky
3
looking
more.
thing. This thing
So
is
we've got
out of control.
We've got the
Tone King has one of these too, I think, or at least
yeah,
one, or
the
maybe more than
Minaret
one.
Stag Beetle. This is a proto though. This is one of the or this is like one of the prototypes. So and this one's also at Norm's. Like I said, we had a couple from Norm's, and yeah. So if you're into the wild shapes, here we go. 15 and a quarter, $50 shipping. And so you're 15.75, $50 out the door. Hit Norm up with an offer. These are pretty rare.
This one's number 14 out of the run.
Right. So this is a prototype. So it's a very early, very early serial number.
There's your Art Deco Laz on the tuner knobs.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
almost the same, yeah.
So
Yep.
what does it say?
It doesn't really give a whole lot of information.
Can't read what it says on the.
Oh, on the
Even on the pickups, it looks like there's a moon with a witch flying in front of it on the 12th fret.
tone preferred is what it says on the pickups.
Tone preferred.
Yeah.
What's this say?
Um.
Don't buy this guitar. It's god awful ugly. Yep, that's what it says for sure.
Yeah, I can't. It just.
Wow.
I mean, Gene Simmons could rock that, no problem.
If
but-
it was a bass, Gene would play it.
yeah, that's right. He was a bass player.
Obviously, you see why it's been nicknamed a stag beetle, because that's what it really looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Body,
like a
it's a
stag
body
beetle.
of it. So 1575.50, and this thing too can be yours. And
Yep.
it's at Norm's also.
Yep.
You know what I think? I think Norm's going to have that one in stock for a while.
Yeah.
I think Norm's already had that one in stock for a while.
Yeah,
I believe
I think-
Mark Agnesi showed that one on a guitar of the day.
Really?
He left and
Yeah.
went to Gibson.
Yeah, Norm's stuck with that one.
But he quit.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
now we're talking. This thing is friggin' cool.
Oh, here you go.
So here's a USA ESP.
Oh,
So this is the real deal ESP. So this is the M1 Floyd FR Deluxe with bare knuckle Black Hawk pickup and pearl white.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
Brian's over there.
I just
Brian's
love
over there
black hardware.
getting all moist.
Actually, I like the Japanese ESPs, but I can't, they're $5,000. Who's paying that? This one's probably how much? Half. This is half the
one's-
price.
Right. And this is a USA, so this is a
And if
USA.
that was candy apple red, though, I'd be out of control, wasn't it?
You're into the candy apple
$2,700.
red, right? I like the white with
Yeah.
black parts.
That thing's awesome, though. Make an offer. It's still, that's an ungodly amount of money.
Wow.
Come on, seriously.
A lot of it. It's free shipping, 2-day shipping available. And this is in Walpole, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Axe Palace, an ESP platinum dealer.
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
That's pretty snazzy. Pretty
All
snazzy.
right.
Oh, all right. Let me dump that one. We're down to the
This-
last one.
Brings us around to if you have to ask, you probably can't afford it.
And you knew
But,
you weren't getting out of it without a G on the headstock appearing sometime in the show.
Yeah, well, this is from 1963. This is the real deal.
That's
This is a reverse Firebird 7 in vintage Sunburst.
Wow.
I kind of like the reverse. It's
Got
more
it. Yeah, I'm a reverse. Yeah, I don't like the non-reverse.
Yeah.
I just think they look weird. But yeah, here we go. So this has the Maestro Vibrola,
Wow,
the
look at the back.
mini humbuckers,
Is that
the
a
3
one
mini
piece body? It's like a
neck
one-piece
through.
body.
This is
think I
from
see-
1963. This is
think
the
there's a
real deal. This is first year production,
Yeah.
by the way.
Might
For
be
those
two
of you that are-
pieces.
Yeah.
Might be a seam right there. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think- might
No,
be
it's a
three-piece,
neck
right?
through. It's a neck through. The
Neck through.
wings
This
are glued
piece-
on.
So this
With the
these
wing.
are two pieces, and this
Yeah.
is all one piece of wood.
Yeah.
No, the neck is 7 pieces.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's a laminated neck. Yeah, they do that for the extra strength because it's a really long neck. So
You've got the
they-
same kind of tuners like yours has.
Yep,
on
it's got the
here.
banjos. Yep, the Kluson banjo tuners. Yeah,
That's
and the
not an
original
original
Hartshorn.
case, is it? That can't be an original case.
That is the original case.
Is it
That
really?
golden velvet just looks bitching
Yeah, it does.
with the gold parts.
Yeah, that was a 60s. That was a 60s
Nice.
Gibson.
So this guy's not he's not going to ship it to you, but he knocked almost $5,000 off if you want to drive over to Fraser, Michigan and pick up a
Yeah.
63 reverse Firebird.
That's a
We don't-
beauty, though. That
Well,
thing's in great condition, by the way.
Quantum Ass is in his car right now. Driving over there.
Shoot, that's pocket money. That's what he
Wait.
walks into guitar shops with in his hand.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
It weighs 9 pounds.
Wow, that's pretty heavy
Wow,
for a
that's not
bird,
bad.
isn't it?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, there's the sevens. The sevens will weigh a little bit more because you've got the extra pickup and you've got the Maestro on there. So
Gotcha.
those will weigh it down a little bit.
Boys, you're going to have to vamp for a minute now that we're into to the Red Hot segment because I got to hit the little
Red Hot.
boys room before we move on to the
All
circuit
right.
breaker. So
Figure that the old man's got to go empty his old man bladder. I think he can hear me too. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody enjoying the show? Hope you guys are having a good evening and enjoying the show. Little pre-NAM night. So
Terry Himes, my banjo has banjo tuners.
banjo has banjo tuners. Yeah, well, my Firebird has banjo tuners.
You're not worthy. That's very true, T. Peterson.
See, Firebird.
I definitely am not worthy of most of the guitars I have.
I'm not worthy either.
I'm not even close. You're way more worthy than I am, dude. You can play way better. Plus, you know your stuff with guitars. I definitely want to hit you up on some like advice on things
Sure.
at some point.
I'm worthy of like a used Squire Strat that I
So
don't want.
Just so you got, I mean, I don't know if you guys have. It plays great, Brad.
Plays great.
Yeah,
Action's
It's the
perfect,
lightest-
dude.
it's the lightest full stack with a guitar you've
Yeah,
ever
man.
owned.
I ain't carry it around in one hand. Carry the guitar and stack around with one hand.
And it's
And
great
yes, by
for
the
your
way, I
card.
can't hear you in the bathroom in my Wi-Fi ears,
that's fine.
Dave.
It's a great card holder, but check this out. It also works as a
So
pedal demo display.
so
If you want to test
Oh
them out,
yeah,
right?
it holds your pedal for you.
So-
All right, buddy, you ready to do the?
yeah, give me
the
just
thing.
1 second. So real quick, I started a new series this Saturday. It's called the Guitar Crash Course series.
Oh yeah,
Episode 1 was released. I'm trying to keep these to about 10 to 15 minutes. And it's basic music knowledge that I think that every musician, guitarist or otherwise, but every musician, especially guitarist, should know. So if you guys feel free, if you guys want to check it out, please feel free. I'd appreciate it. It's a shameless plug on my channel, but
Hey,
Plug away.
nothing wrong with that. So to get to Dave's channel, if you're not already subscribed, which I doubt anybody isn't, it's in the description. So our Facebook, our Instagrams, all that stuff's down, and a link to Laz's channel also.
and our Twitter. I think we have a Twitter now.
Yeah, we got a Twitter account now.
You guys,
Even
you guys are twittering too?
we're tweeting.
You're tweeting?
No, Brian.
We are officially tweeting.
Dave don't operate Twitter.
Dave don't tweet. Dave don't
Tweeting.
tweet.
So,
Charlie don't surf, and Dave don't tweet.
Dave's twit got twatted.
Daddy
Oh,
don't
wait a minute.
dance and your mommy don't rock and roll.
Pretty sure you can't say that.
I think I just did. Oh, well.
Oh no.
All right.
So if you're on Twitter and you're tweeting, are you a twit? That's what I want to know.
I have no
Probably.
idea. I don't
Something
I don't
like
tweet,
that.
So
Yeah.
rarely do I tweet. But anyway, all right. So you ready to rock this out there, Mr. Brian?
I don't know whether I am now or not.
Do you guys want to do any more like show and tell stuff?
Yeah, we might have time for that. We're like an hour and a half in, so we gotta move along here with the
For sure.
with the breakerage. So Dave's got we're gonna do like we normally do.
All the name.
All in the name of rock history.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you got for us tonight there, brother?
All right. Starting out on January 12th, way back in 1959.
What does it do this? It does this every week to me, Dave.
Nope.
That's
Let me know when
right.
you're ready.
No, we're good. I just have to I don't know why it does it every week. For some reason, I have it all set up.
We need to
Do
kill
that.
that freaking duck, man.
It's not
Let's-
the
yeah,
duck.
Roxy, go eat the duck.
Kill the
Get it,
duck,
Roxy.
Roxy.
Roxy, get
No,
to work.
it's-
You got that beak. Go get her.
No, for some reason I get
Jimmy, I couldn't agree with you more, buddy. The toilet, Twitter is the toilet of the internet.
all right.
Yeah.
Let's try this again.
All right,
Here we go.
you
Now,
ready?
are you
All right.
seeing that?
way back in 1959, Barry Gordy, who had had a hit as a songwriter with "Lonely Teardrops." Jeez, I can't talk. Launched the Tamla record company with $800 he borrowed from his family.
Wow.
A year later, he changes the label's name to, get this, Motown Records.
I was gonna say
$800 seeded.
$800, and
He
the
started
guy,
Motown
Smart guy.
Records with $800.
yeah.
Smart guy.
10 years later, on January 12th in 1969, Led Zeppelin.
Left Zeppelin?
Debut album is released in the U.S.
Left Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, yes, self-titled. And 3 years later, in 1971, Janis Joplin's album Pearl is released 3 months after her death from a heroin overdose. It goes to numero uno, and her only chart-topping single is "Me and Bobby McGee."
Me and Bobby McGee. So that came out after Bobby McGee came out after she
3
passed
months,
away.
yeah, it was released 3 months after she OD'd. Yes.
Did not know that.
10 years later, in 1981, the Recording Industry Association of America, the RIAA, donates several rock albums to the Library of Congress, including Bob Dylan's "Blonde on Blonde" and "Kisses Alive."
They went totally opposite ends of the spectrum
Yeah, they did.
with those donations.
And we have one birthday for January 12th. Back in 1965, Robert Cummings is born in Haverhill, Massachusetts. He works as a production assistant for the popular children's TV series Pee-wee's Playhouse
Yeah, he was buddies with Pee Wee Herman.
before changing his name to Rob Zombie and starting the band White Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
You ever wonder what his grandma must think?
She's still alive.
You're right. All right.
I love Rob though, man. He's great.
I love
Great
his
imagination.
Moving right along to January 13th, 1963, a pre-famous Bob Dylan appears in a British television play called the Madhouse on Castle Street, playing an itinerant musician. No recording exists, but Dylan supposedly played Blowin' in the Wind during the show, marking the first broadcast of the song.
Pre-famous, so he was on a British TV show before anybody knew who he was.
Right, exactly. Look at that Gibson.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's the old script logo. Man, those things are worth.
You weren't kidding about there being no footage of the program, because there's also no photographs of the footage of the program. That was the closest to that time period that I could get a photo of him.
So, rolling around the 1979 January 13th, the YMCA files a lawsuit against the Village People for their hit single YMCA, which we had on last week.
Yeah.
Claiming that the song is defaming to the organization. The suit was not only dropped, but the YMCA adopts the song as their non-official commercial jingle. After seeing the huge popularity boost from the group, so later the U.S. Navy
so the song comes out, they're going to sue, the Y's going to sue them, and then all of a sudden they start getting a whole bunch of more members.
Right.
And then they're like, whoa, wait a minute, let's rethink this.
Mm-hmm. I think their song in the Navy probably had the same.
Well, I was getting around to that. So later, the U.S. Navy recruits the Village People to try and work their similar magic for Navy recruitment.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're the Village People, man.
Then in 1984, the BBC bans the Frankie Goes to Hollywood song "Relax" due to sexual content.
BBC was uptight, man.
Yeah, they were.
Come on.
Which is kind of stark contrast compared to what like Flying Circus was really crass and whatnot, and like dealt with but the music.
Relax,
really?
don't do it. When you want to come, they banned that.
So, but this controversy generates a tremendous interest in the song, and it goes to number 1 in the UK the following week.
Way to go. Thank you, BBC.
Way to go, BBC. And then in 2 years, in 1986, Ozzy Osbourne is taken to court by the parents of John McCollum, a depressed teenager who shot himself while listening to Ozzy's song Suicide Solution. Parents claim that their son was driven to suicide by Ozzy's song. The court later throws out the case. Because if we know what the song is actually about, it's about booze.
Yeah.
Killing yourself by drinking. Yeah.
He was doing that.
Yeah.
Not shoot yourself.
And
Young Dave Bowie.
January 14th, 1966, David Jones issues his first recording under the name David Bowie. Jones changed his last name to Bowie in order to avoid confusion with Monkey's Davy Jones, which we talked about last week. The single is called Can't Help Thinking About Me and is credited to David Bowie in the lower third.
With the lower third. That must have been his backing group.
His band, yeah.
His band. The lower third.
Yeah, an interesting background, his history too. He was very into wanting to be a theater, like play writer. I think he really wanted to do theatrical work, but he couldn't break in, so he did it through music.
Then 11 years later, Bowie releases Low, the first of 3 albums produced with the help of Brian Eno, which Bowie explores electronic music. Much of the album is instrumental.
I don't think I've ever heard anything off of that one.
I don't think so either. But there wasn't much going on the 14th, by the way.
14th one. 14th of January.
I was struggling to find like good stuff or even decent stuff. January 14th, 1980. Rush releases Permanent Waves, their 7th studio album. Spirit of the Radio and Free Will helped make it one of the first to reach top 5 in the U.S. albums chart, where it peaks at number 4. The album represents a new direction for the band, with songs becoming denser and more radio-friendly, thus setting the stage for the upcoming Moving Pictures album.
I saw that tour.
You can see her panties.
Yep.
I liked that about that album cover. As a young teenager.
It was an alternative
like,
to the Sears catalog.
What? They're showing her underwear.
I can see underwear. What's this dude doing? He's like, hey, what's up? I can see her panties from here, too.
And we have a birthday for January 14th yesterday. 1969, Dave Grohl of Nirvana.
See, your guitar's almost the same color.
Yeah.
Mine's actually lighter.
Yeah.
It's more of a...
But he was born in Warren, Ohio.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
He's got that kind of Firebird headstock on his, what is that, a 339?
339. He's a big dude, so it's hard. Yeah, it looks like a 339. All right. Color. And I have a visual aid for the next one.
I have this one, but I'm going to blow you up so you can do your visual aid.
January 15th, 1964, in Chicago, Capitol Records obtains an injunction that prohibits VJ Records from manufacturing and distributing any further Beatles records. VJ files suit against Capitol.
Cease and desist.
And if you can't tell, yes, that is the real deal.
Okay.
Nice.
VJ label. So anyway,
plastic on it.
Yeah, VJ files suit against Capitol and Swan, which own the rights to "She Loves You." So, and if you're curious as to which version of Introducing the Beatles Volume 1 I currently have, is this one.
Twist and Shout.
It does have Twist and Shout, yes. But this is the song that makes it. This makes it the second pressing. If you know anything about this album specifically.
Cool.
It is a second press, but it is a legit. That album was faked more than most, but that is a legit VJ album. So my dad bought that back in the probably '64, and I scarfed it out of his collection.
Hey, Pop, can I have this one?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I don't care. I never listened to it anyway. Okay. Oh. I think I listened to it twice, but it's more for, sentimental and other stuff. So anyway, moving right along.
Yes, sir.
In 1967, Mick Jagger does as he's told and sings, instead of "Let's Spend the Night Together," he sings "Let's Spend Some Time Together" when the Rolling Stones appear on the Ed Sullivan Show. Jagger rolls his eyes as he sings the altered lyrics.
That's an actual photo from that episode, by the way, because they were on 3 times.
Right.
But
I got the Firebird there. There we go. Yeah. That's Firebird. Free pickup with the Maestro.
Oh yeah.
And that was a big stage they had on their sound studio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ringo falls off that thing, he's going to break a neck. He's got a little riser going there. Don't fall, Ringo.
And in 1976, Joe Walsh replaces Bernie Leadon on guitar for the Eagles.
Boy, I'm not going to say it was that the other guy was bad, but that was an upgrade.
That was that. Well, yeah, because in 1977, a year later to the day, the Eagles' Hotel California album hits #1, taking over the top spot from Stevie Wonder's songs "In the Key of Life."
It took 1 year. And
1 year.
#1 after Joe joined the band.
Should tell you something. All right. Mm-hmm. January 17th, in 1996, David Bowie, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Jefferson Airplane.
Oh, whoa. Hang on. We're missing a picture somewhere. I'm out of order. Because that's not Jefferson Airplane. I know which one you're talking about, though. So let me see what I can figure out here.
No worries.
For a second.
Take your time.
I think I have that album in this box over here, too.
I'm pretty sure I had a picture of that.
If not, it's okay. We'll just keep going.
No, I do. Here it is.
You got it? All right.
Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't show it in the correct order, though. Oh, now I got to find it again. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. For some reason, I just think our orders are different because I've got some that are different before or after, I think, the ones that you had. All right, let's try this again.
All right,
Sorry about
1996, David Bowie.
There we go. No, keep going.
Okay, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Jefferson Airplane, Little Willie John, Pink Floyd, the Shirelles, and Velvet Underground are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, they were. And that was not an easy graphic to find.
Hey, you did all right, man.
All those people are in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Now I got to go backwards a couple because I had it. I did my order and your order's a little off.
Yeah. Well, no. So we flip over to birthdays on this one because that was like the only like major thing that happened on January 17th.
Gotcha.
All right, ready? 1942. Yep. Cassius Clay is born in Louisville, Kentucky, later changing his name to.
There it is.
Muhammad Ali. He becomes a champion boxer, one of the world's most famous athletes. His clever, boastful raps during interviews and other public appearances influence hip-hop, and he becomes an icon of the genre. He is also one of the first athletes to make music. Right? His cover of Stand By Me is a minor hit in 1964.
It's so bad.
It is bad, yeah.
It's on YouTube if you want to find it.
Yeah.
I met the great one. I met the greatest of all time when I was a limousine. I didn't drive him, but I met him at the airport.
Oh, that's cool.
He had the Parkinson's disease real bad already.
Yeah.
He was nice though. He wasn't nearly as big as you think.
Right.
He was like 6 foot tall.
Really?
He wasn't nearly as big as you think.
Okay. 1949, Mick Taylor.
I think you missed two somehow.
No?
You missed Paul getting arrested for sure.
No. That's oh crap, I did. I missed 16th altogether. I'm sorry.
That's why our pictures are out of order. So
okay,
let's go back to that
much
one.
Of that,
okay.
That bourbon day.
January 16th, 1980, Paul McCartney.
There you go.
Paul McCartney packs about a half a pound of marijuana in his luggage. He lands him 10 days in a Tokyo jail upon arrival.
He just lands with a bail in his luggage.
He had
look at those slippers, man.
He has got his little slippers on.
He had the weed in New York and wanted to bring it with him to smoke and tour. This stuff was too
half a pound. Holy crap, a half a pound of weed.
It was for the whole band.
No, it's just for Paul.
That's
the walrus.
I mean, all you need is bud. Yeah,
that's better than getting busted for
the walrus.
All right, 1990.
Look at the look on his face. He's like,
no, not my weed, dude, not my weed.
Give me back my weed.
Like, what? What did I do?
They confiscated my weed.
All right, 1992. Eric Clapton records Clapton Unplugged for MTV. The album wins 6 Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year.
That thing went viral. Viral wasn't even a term when that went viral.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, skip ahead 3.
Okay, we did that one.
Yep.
And we did that one. Now we're there.
Now, 1949, Mick Taylor. This was on January 17th. I'm sorry, I screwed up, guys.
Wasn't my fault this time.
January 17th, Mick Taylor, the Rolling Stones guitarist, is born in, I'm going to screw this up, Welwyn Garden City, I guess, but is raised in
close enough for Parliament,
England.
Huh? I say close enough for Parliament instead of close enough for government. Yeah. You get it? See what I did there?
Yeah. I see what you did there. 1955, country rocker Steve Earle, Copperhead Road. Steve Earle is born in Fort Monroe, Virginia.
That telly's got some mojo to it.
Yeah, it does.
See if I'm green with a funky
with a Bigsby.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some kind of marbled,
at least a humbucker in the neck.
Yeah, it looks like the pick guard and the headstock
are match. Yeah.
What the? That's sweet.
And in 1959, Susanna Hoffs is born in Los Angeles, California. She forms the Bangles.
She was not on my list you sent me whatsoever.
Yeah, she was. She was right before that one.
Yeah, I don't have I know who Susanna Hoffs is, but
anyway,
they're gonna have to look her up on her own. She's hot.
Yeah.
Look her up.
All right. Anyway, she was born in 1959 on January 17th. And then in 1971, Robert James Ritchie is born in Romeo, Michigan. Later changed his name to Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. What a little punk.
Yeah. And that closes out the 17th. And January 18th, 1969, former drummer, Beatles drummer Pete Best wins a defamation suit against his former group. Best sued over remarks Ringo made in an interview implying that Best was kicked out of the band because of drug use.
Pete's all like, my hair's way better than yours, Ringo. Check out my hair, bro. Way better. And I look good in leather, too.
Jackets back then.
Poor Pete. I feel so bad for Pete.
Yeah. Five short years later in 1974, Freeze, Paul Rogers, and Simon Kirke, and Mott the Hoople's Mick Ralphs, and King Crimson's Boz Burrell unite to form the band Bad Company.
Can I minorly correct you?
Yes, please do.
That's not a band. That's the original supergroup right there.
Yeah, I was going to say it was the first supergroup. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
they are awesome.
Yeah, I love Bad Company. And then to end things on a bit of a sad note, 2016, we say goodbye to Glenn Frey, who died at the age of 67.
Too soon.
Years in the fast lane took a toll on Frey, who suffered from a host of ailments. Frey founded the Eagles along with Don Henley and led the group throughout their career. He had a successful solo career while the group was on hiatus, reaching number 2 with The Heat Is On in 1985. Rest in peace, Glenn.
67, and we'll be circling around back to that age because that's the same age as Neil Peart, who passed away a few days ago. So, all right. Well, that gets us to the end of the rock history for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we got through it.
And the major screw up on my part. My bad.
That's all right. We're doing the best we can here. Nobody's paying us. This is not a professional operation.
We're doing this live.
Yeah, this is live television. This kind of thing happens. So tonight
we're not on a 7-second delay.
Yeah, no, we're not. Unfortunately, we probably should be. So this next one is called Aerosmith Honors. 4-time Grammy-winning band Aerosmith will be honored as part of their impact on American music history as well as their charitable work at the upcoming 2020 Music Cares Person of the Year Awards. So the entire band is being honored as the Person of the Year. This takes place 2 nights before the 30th or the 62nd Grammy Awards. This is the 30th year that the Music Cares benefit gala has taken place. So, obviously they've supported numerous charities around the world for a number of years, but they also have their own charity called Janie's Fund, which supports young women who have suffered trauma from abuse or neglect. Obviously, Janie's Got a Gun, the song, right? What that's about. So they have their own charity called Janie's Fund. Past recipients of this award include Dolly Parton, Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, Lionel Richie, Bob Dylan, and Carole King. And at the reception, there's going to be a silent auction with a tribute concert and performances from the Foo Fighters and Alice Cooper and the Jonas Brothers. So they kind of make this out to be the big highlight of the events that lead up to the Grammys, sounds like. This is the 50th year anniversary for Aerosmith. They've been a band for 50 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
They're going into their second year of the Deuces Are Wild residency at the MGM Park Theater in Las Vegas, which will continue on now through June, and then they're going to go on a European stadium tour. Last year in Las Vegas, Aerosmith grossed $45 million.
Nice.
That's gross.
That-
Now,
deserved.
that's not net. That's gross.
Right, but when you figure
Yeah.
in, there's no roadies. The
Yeah.
stage is set up, and they come in and do the show, and they go, and 2 days later, they come back and do the show, and 2 days later, they come back and do the show. So the overhead is like way lower than your normal,
Krell bar.
tour.
Krell bar.
What Krell bar say?
Wow, a tour. That's a lot of
Right,
depends.
Geritol.
That's a lot of Geritol.
No, that's a lot of depends.
Well,
Depends.
it depends.
Yeah.
I did see that show while I was out there visiting Dave, and it was really good. It's a really good
I
show.
bet.
So if you get a chance to go to Vegas and check that out, so that's a good thing. All right, this
Yeah,
next one,
double.
Dave, are you ready? You're
I'm
up.
ready, man. So, so this is called Bond. James Bond.
Bond.
Billie Eilish will join the ranks of Madonna, Wings, Tina Turner, Adele, Duran Duran, and is the latest to record a James Bond theme song. She is also the youngest artist in history to do so at the age of 18.
She's 8. She just turned 18.
Just turned 18.
What a crazy rise.
Yeah, like shooting
Just
star,
like that.
plus her brother.
Yeah. So the official account for the James Bond franchise announced the song on Tuesday morning. Eilish co-wrote the track with her brother Phineas, age 22, for No Time to Die, which is the 25th installment in the long-running James Bond series. She goes on to say, it feels crazy to be a part of this in every way. To be able to score the theme song to a film that is part of such a legendary series is a huge honor. James Bond is the coolest film franchise ever to exist. I'm still in shock.
Pretty freaking cool.
What
Yeah.
was your first Bond movie?
Well, me and Dave were talking about this all week because we were talking about this story that we were going to do, and he's kind of came along with the Roger Moore era, but he's like me, where to me Sean Connery's James Bond, and all these other guys are just actors that are pretending to be Sean Connery. I like my favorite one is You Only Die Twice, which I think is 60.
Twice.
You only die twice because you get You Only Live Twice is a later one. You Only Die Twice is the early Bond one where he's murdered at the beginning, but he's really not
the
dead.
Japanese island one. I thought that was you only live twice, Mr.
No,
Bond.
you only die twice.
I don't know. I'm going to challenge you on that one, Brian.
All right, we'll look it up. We'll do a Google challenge later.
All right.
That was one of my
moving
favorite.
on.
That was my favorite too. But my
a
first
good one.
drive-in, and we saw Live and Let Die, which was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the soundtrack.
Remember the drive-in?
Yeah, we were at Geneva Drive-In in near the Cow Palace in California, near San Francisco.
Yeah.
We were
I
little
remember
kids.
the
in
drive-in
back-
movie when I was a
back in the
kid.
station wagon.
That was fun, yeah. Drive-ins were fun.
My
Got
parents.
the little thing, you take it off and hook it on your window so you could hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Mitch is saying you have it wrong, Brian.
See?
Okay.
I know
You only
Bond
live
history.
twice. All right, I'm good. That's cool. I'm not perfect. I know this.
I remember the line when the bad guy is like, "You only live twice, Mr. Bond."
Yeah, I hear you, Tom. I'm with you, buddy.
All right, we're moving on.
I grew up on Bond. Love that.
I love the Bond movies.
Yeah.
So this one should be good. This is going to be Daniel Craig's last one as Bond, though, and then we're going to have to get a new Bond.
Yeah. He pulled it off.
All right, what do you got next, Butter? Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
That was it for that?
Bond.
Yep, that was it.
All right. So up next is Gene's cereal hack. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gene Simmons makes another appearance on the Live Wires. Last Thursday, Gene tweeted a photo of himself mixing two kinds of cereal in a bowl with milk with the caption, "Anyone else put ice cubes in their cereal?" And the internet had a meltdown. These are just some of the comments that followed Gene's tweet. Dizzy Lizzie. Huh?
People have too much time on their hands.
Yeah. Dizzy Lizzie Duck wrote, I put ice cubes in a glass of milk and cereal in a bowl, and then I take cereal on a spoon and a sip of milk because I can't eat soggy cereal. So that was her hack. Gappy Vimby said, understandable when you breathe fire.
That's why
Jerry
you put
Dun-
ice in there.
Gene invented ice cubes, Crowbar.
Yes. Jerry Dunleavy wrote, everyone is focused on the ice instead of the revolutionary breakfast innovation that is combining frosted mini wheats and Oreo O's.
Oreos, yeah.
David Jorgensen wrote, you have ruined 2020.
That's the perfect start to the year.
So
Yeah.
there was some division, you know, some were applauding, some were like, no, this is an abomination.
Now, if you asked
King-
him on his tongue, it would make it better.
Right. King Marmote tweeted, I thought the satanic thing was just an act until now. Dr. Moses A.B. wrote, milk is refrigerated for a reason, you monster. Then even Gene's son, Nick Simmons, got in on the act. He tweeted, 30 years. 30 years of watching him do this. This is my life. But perhaps the best answer or tweet associated with the entire thing was David Glantz III. He said it the best when he hinted at a new Kiss marketing scheme with the tweet coming soon, along with this photo.
I'm crying. There you go.
So Gene will now be selling Kiss ice cubes. Next thing you know.
For sure.
Wouldn't
All right.
surprise-
Cereal.
One
Probably
last
gonna be
little bit of Kiss news here, guys, and then we're gonna finish up the show with something a little bit different tonight. But there's Kiss Cruise 2020 announcement, and this is that Rat and Queensryche have been added to the 10th annual Kiss Cruise, which is set to leave the dock on October 30th, and tickets are now on sale. And Fozzy, that's Chris Jericho's band, right? Fozzie's in on the deal too. So they're adding a little bit higher end entertainment, I think, to this 10th anniversary Kiss Cruise, right? So.
Gina's also coming out with a new line of dehydrated water.
Dehydrated water. So you just add water to the water, and you
get
have water.
Yeah, just add water.
Just add water to this water, and then you will have water.
That's a good one, Dog Paw.
That was a good one. Well, I need to get ready to do this one share thing. You want to go ahead and kind of tell
right,
us? Send us out, Dave, and then we'll do this
All
thing.
right, guys, we're pretty much to the end of the show at this point. We're gonna close out with a little special tribute to Neil Peart.
Right on.
And we thank you all you guys and gals for coming out and hanging out with us this evening. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We love you guys. And next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Who's our guest next week there, Brian?
Mr. Dale Palmer is our guest next week as we send you out with this.
I was gonna say I can play along to that on my synthesizer.
Can you hear it, Dave?
Yeah.
You got
Right on.
But you catch the myth, catch the mystery.
But thank you guys for joining. It's awesome. That's already. Woo. Too young, man.